Tonight we're going to have a lovely little yoga class focused on posture, and in particular I want to bring some attention to triangle pose. So please get yourself settled on your mat in a comfortable seated posture, and just take a moment to feel the spine lifting up right through the crown. Take a nice full breath in and slowly let the exhale happen, arriving here in this moment. And then bring your attention to the breath at the nose. Take another inhale and feel the coolness of the in-breath and the warmth of the out-breath. With the next in-breath, bring your attention to the third eye, feeling that cool breath come in through the sinuses. And exhale. Then moving the attention to the back of the throat, where the breath swirls. Letting the breath be a little bit full and then a long exhale. Then bringing the attention into the lungs and just feeling the lungs expanding and releasing. Noticing the ribs lifting and folding. Another full breath in, and see if you can feel it all the way down into the belly. On the exhale, let the navel drop back towards the spine. One more full breath. And letting go. Bringing your attention over the heart. Just check in with your intention for practice this evening. What has brought you to yoga? And how can you deepen that intention just a bit? Lengthening up through the crown. Gently drop the right ear over to the right shoulder, and then slowly roll the chin towards the chest. And then bring the left ear over the left shoulder and gently roll it back. All the way to right ear over right shoulder, and then bring the chin back to the chest. Pausing to lengthen out any part of the back of the neck that needs attention. Roll your shoulders forward up towards your ears. Let them come down the back. And do that a couple times, kind of warming up the shoulders just a bit. Then reach your arms out into a nice long T from fingertip to fingertip. Drop the right hand towards the mat. Sweep over, pressing that left hip into the mat. Sweep the sky. Bring the hand to the mat. Press into the mat, which presses the opposing hip down. Reach up with the other hand and slide over. Breathe into the ribs. And let it go. Inhale, sweep through center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, sweep it over. Exhale, side bend. Really push those ribs out. There we go. Come on to center. Raise the hands up to the sky. Lift with the heart. Exhale, take a twist off to the right. Taking your hand to the outside of the knee. Lengthen up through the spine and twist. Inhale, sweep up to the center. Exhale, twist off to the left. Lengthening as you revolve. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist right. And then take a breath in here. And then turn just the gaze over your shoulder. Inhale, sweep center. Exhale, twist. Inhale in the revolution and gently turn just the head to gaze over the opposite shoulder. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, twist. Inhale the back arm up. Lengthen through those fingertips and slowly fold out towards me. Feeling that big stretch going all over the back of the ribs. Inhale, sweep to the sky. Exhale, twist off to the left. Inhale, the back arm tall. And exhale, fold slowly forward. And release. And then just kind of check in with how the upper body is feeling. Please do honor your experience, whatever might be happening in your body this evening. Let's come on over onto our hands and knees. We'll get ourselves into a cat-cow warm-up. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale into Trikonasana, toes tucked. Exhale, untuck the toes, arch the back, Marjariasana. And take that back and forth at your own pace. You can do it nice and slow, or you can focus on mostly the spine and just undulate the lower spine, which is the area that we tend to have the most tension in. So whatever works for you, warm up that spine a little bit. And then another alteration you can do is sweep the ribs out a little bit to the left and to the right. Left and right. And then when you're ready, come into your table. Feel the back flatten a bit, and then push your right heel out long and the left thumb out to the sky. Take a big breath in here as you lift a little. Exhale, grow really long. Inhale, a little lift. Exhale, long. Bring your attention to the low belly, a little lift. Exhale, draw it in and lengthen. Bring the left hand down. Kick the right heel up, like keeping it very straight. And kick it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring that knee down to the mat, cleansing breath. This balance table is one of the most important poses for back strength. It's relatively accessible for everyone, and it's very powerful at keeping our backs healthy. Kick that left heel out long, right thumb to the sky. Take a big breath in here with a little lift. Exhale, lengthen. Keep the gaze over the top of the mat so the neck is long. Inhale, lift. Exhale, grow long. Inhale, big breath into the belly. And lengthen. Bring the right hand down and then just kick that heel, keeping the knees straight for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release left knee to the mat. Walk the hands forward and bring yourself down onto your mat. We're going to take Cobra pose here. Hands are underneath the shoulder points. Zip the legs together. And inhale, roll the heart up to shine. Exhale, soften. Keep your hands relatively light. Lengthen out through the crown and gently roll up on the inhale. Exhale, sliding down. Squeeze the glutes, lengthen the spine, roll the heart up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Once more. And release. Hands underneath the forehead, cleansing breath. Bring your hands out at a 45-degree angle from your mat. We'll take a couple more spider-fingered cobras. Inhale and lift the heart up. Exhale, soften. Draw the shoulder blades down as you press into the fingertips and lift. And again, strengthen the back and release. Hands underneath the shoulder points. Push the hips up. Walk them back towards your heels. And then when you get here to your knees, flip the wrists so that your wrists are facing forward and your fingers back towards your knees in a lion's posture. And get a bit of a forearm stretch here by letting the hips sink towards the heels and lengthen out the front of the forearms. And just breathe with that for a moment. And then you can take the big breath with lion as well. So take a big breath in and stick out your tongue and ah it out. And you can roll your eyes up too. That's all part of lion's pose. Big breath in and exhale. Big breath in and exhale. Okay, bring those hands forward. Now let's pay a little attention to the soles of the feet by bringing our hands to the mat. Press into the mat, keeping the toes tucked, heels together. And get a bit of a sole stretch. Untuck the toes. Put the tops of the feet onto the mat. And then just lift your knees a little bit. And then rock back, tuck the toes. Press into the mat. Let the heels go back a bit. And then come on up into your squat, pushing the hips up, letting your feet be about hip distance apart. And just pedal the backs of the legs a little bit. You can have your hands on a block if you'd like to. Inhale here to a halfway lift. Let the back flatten. The back of the head leveling up with the shoulder blades heading down towards the hips. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Staying in this halfway lift position. Take another breath in. Exhale, bring the navel in. Breathe, fill the belly. Exhale it in. Fill the belly. Exhale and fold. Soften the knees a little. Let the chest come towards the thighs. Inhale, sweep your hands behind you and rise to tall mountain and release. Very good. Let's take our balance posture for tonight, and it'll be a little different than usual because we'll stay on both feet. But we're going to rock into our toes, tippy toes. So take a moment first standing in mountain, feeling the weight in the heels, and then just rock up onto your toes, back and forth a little bit, and notice that your energy comes from the heel through the great toe. So most of the energy through the great toe. The other part of the foot is just kind of balancing you. So slowly rock it up, come into tippy toes. Okay, and we're going to do what's called broken windmill, which is a little bit of adding to the tippy toes. So okay, rock up, and this time the arms come up to a T, and from here you breathe again, and then exhale, come down. I think it's called broken windmill because only one arm goes all the way up. So inhale, both arms come up to a T and you're on your tippy toes. Inhale again, raise that left arm up. Exhale, bring it down to even to the T, and then all the way heels and hands down. Inhale up. Now the other side, lift that arm up. Exhale it down and heels down to the ground. So just continuing that pattern, we'll take a few rounds of this. Inhale up and inhale. Exhale, exhale down. Inhale, inhale all the way with the right arm. Exhale it down and exhale the heels down. Again, lift and lift. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale. Very good. Should we do one more? Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, heels down. Inhale, heels up, hands up, and hand all the way up. Exhale, slowly coming down. Beautiful. Let's come to our next part of our practice, which is our flow. And tonight we're going to do some moon salutations. And I'd like you to think about your posture as we do these moon salutations, because we're going to do a lot of work on the back body. So often when we are using our phones, our neck is kind of forward and we're kind of having this text neck all the time. And so we are ending up with hunched shoulders, and we're wanting to get more activation on our back and make sure that the back of the head is leveling up with the back of the shoulders. So we're going to start in a little bit of a back bend. So bring your hands, fold them right behind the nape of the neck and spread your wings out. Press the head into the back of the hands and the hands into the back of the head and lengthen up. Squeeze your glutes and have just a bit of a back bend here as you lean back just a bit, breathing. 3 breaths. And release. And we'll come into our crescent lunge. So bring your right foot behind your left and then arch off towards that back heel. Inhale as you sweep to center and bring the other foot behind you and arch off in your crescent moon off to that side. Once more each side, come across to the left and then come across to the right. Coming back to the center, we're going to take goddess squat. Point your toes off at a 45-degree angle. Bring the hips down, knees over the ankles, arms in cactus. We'll take a moon here. Drop your hands down. Exhale. Inhale, sweep up with that big moon. Exhale it down. Try to keep your hips a little low as you do this. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Knees are trying to keep apart. Weight in the heels. Big breath here. Can we do one more moon? And exhale. Press your hands out into a T and press to your heels as you lift up. We're going to come to star posture, which brings us then to our triangle posture, which we wanted to focus on tonight. So as you prepare here with star posture, let your heels be out a little bit further than the toes and take a full stride here. Give a good squeeze to your glutes and then bring your arms out into a T. Now take some attention and bring it right here to the center of you, that core, and feel like your whole body becomes one. Muscles, bones, everything one. Really feeling from your energy center, bringing it out through the hands, through the legs, through the crown, reaching into your star. A little bit of activation on your back, feeling the shoulder blades coming together and breathing here. Bring your attention now towards your right foot. Let it face towards the top of the mat. This will prepare you for your triangle posture, and we want you to take the best triangle you possibly can. So begin to think about your right hip drawing back, okay? So it draws back to lengthen out that right leg. Draw it back as the hand floats out, and then lightly, using all that energy in the core, lightly let yourself land in triangle so that the hand just barely touches onto the calf, with all the energy coming from the center of you. If you'd like to, you can place a block on the outside of that right foot and rest your hand there, and then try and keep your heart open as you reach up. Lengthen up through that upper arm. Lengthen from tailbone to crown. Keep drawing that right hip back and breathing here. 3 breaths. Soften that front knee, bring the elbow to the knee, but keep it light. Use the energy in the body. Right, the left hand is up to the sky. Slowly float back, warrior 2. Arms parallel to the mat, 3 breaths. Now gently bring that back hand forward as you lift the back heel. We're coming to crescent lunge. 2 lanes of traffic. The feet are pressing away from each other. 3 breaths. Feel the heart lifting. Keep a strong back. Lifted back heel. Exhale and gently fold. Again, using all that core energy to gently fold the body so that you're floating down into your runner's lunge. Taking a breath here, then bring that block to the inside of that right foot as you drop the back heel and get your side lunge. Just let it stretch out a little bit. You can support this knee with the elbow and take your stretch here, breathing. In moon salutation, we work our way around the mat. And then we're going to lift the hips up and bring the toes forward to the long edge of the mat. But we're in a fold now. So we're in a straddle fold. And just take a moment to let the head come down, releasing the neck with a nod. And turning it side to side. Let the tailbone reach back. The fingertips crawl forward like in a wide leg down dog. And then the option, you can stay in that position or you can bring your hands underneath your gaze, heel toe into that 3/4 stride and come down into Malasana. Bringing your elbows between the knees, hands to heart. Breathing for 3. Lift the heart, 2. 1 more. Plant the hands, hips go up, back out to your full straddle. Take your block along with you as you walk over to your left foot. Turn the toes to the top of the mat and take your side lunge on this side, letting the hips come down. Use the block to help you get a good deep stretch into the hips with offloading a little bit of the weight, okay? So it's not too intense. 2 or 3 breaths there. And then set your block aside, lift that back heel, runner's lunge on this side. 2 lanes of traffic. Press the feet away from each other as you rise gently. Crescent lunge. The back heel lifts, the fingers lift, the heart lifts. Rotate that right hand back, drop the back heel. Warrior 2 on this side. Breathing. Gently bring your elbow, floating it down to the knee, extended side angle, top arm up over the ear. And now moving into Trikonasana on this side. So draw that left hip back, bring your block to the outside of the ankle or float the hand on the inside of the calf. And the top arm reaches up. Really make that triangle very flat so that you're like pressed between 2 panes of glass. Keep pulling that left hip back, lengthening out in that leg, rotating the heart out towards me. Lengthen through the crown. Bring some weight to the back heel and start to feel yourself lifting up out of that posture, floating up to our star. Turn the toes to face the front edge of the mat. Find your star. Roll your thumbs back. Let the shoulder blades squeeze each other a little. Breathing. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips. 3/4 stride. Heel toe together. Toes out. And we'll drop our hips coming into our goddess squat. And this time we'll take mountains. So starting at the edge of the mountains up to the peaks and down to the valleys. Inhale up, exhale down. Keep the hips low, lift and lower. Inhale and down. Inhale and down. Inhale and exhale. Press those hands out, rising up. And we'll take our side bends now. Step that right foot behind the left and side bend off to this side. Inhale through center. And the left foot goes to the back. Side bend, crescent moon. Inhale, crescent moon on the other side. And again, switch, crescent moon. Coming back to the center, we'll take a back bend again. What I'm going to ask you to do here is interlace your hands behind you. Draw them down past the sacrum. Let your heels land, squeeze the glutes, lift the heart, and spread the collarbones. Breathing. And release. Okay, so that's one time through our moon salutation. How does your body feel? Let's go ahead and take one more flow through that, and we'll add a few things to make it interesting. How was your triangle posture? Hopefully that was worked out well for you. All right, standing in your mountain, we'll begin with our back bend. Hands behind the nape of the neck. Let the elbows lift up and then spread wide. Back of the head pressing into the hands. Heels into the earth, pressing away from each other. Squeeze the glutes and lift the heart and breathe. And release. Step wide. Place your right hand on the right hip and side bend off towards the right. Inhale through the center and side bend off to the left. Through center and right. Breathing and exhaling. Inhale, come back to the center. Bring the heels in. Drop into your goddess squat. Inhale, reach towards me. Exhale, elbows in. Inhale, forward, elbows in. Inhale, forward, cactus arms. Forward, elbows in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Press through your hands and through your heels, coming back up. Beautiful. Heel toe apart to a full straddle, coming to our star. This time we'll go off here towards the left. Let the toes be in just a little bit more than the heels. Give your glutes a good squeeze so the front of the hips are sturdy. Reach through your arms. Roll your thumbs back to let those shoulder blades squeeze just a little bit. Feel that energy coming from the very core of you so that your fingertips are supported by the very muscles all the way through the body. Same with the legs, same with the crown of the head. Reaching in your star. Turn those left toes out towards the top of the mat. Draw that left hip back as you float out to drop gently, floating down into your triangle posture. Lift up through that top hand. Option to bring a block to the outside of the foot as well. Find your triangle posture here. Little weight in the back heel. And breathing. Gently bend that front knee. Bring it over the ankle. And gently let your left elbow land on your knee. The top arm comes up, and now let's do a little sweeping here. So up over the ear, and then exhale it down to the thigh. Inhale it up. Exhale, close. Inhale up and close. One more up and sweep back, warrior two. Beautiful. Take a breath or two here in warrior two. Let your feet press away from each other. Take the back hand and sweep to the front as the heel lifts. Crescent lunge. Option here to let that back knee come down towards the mat. Squeeze it back up. Let it slowly soften. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Once more. And again. Float those hands down, staying light as a feather as you land in your runner's lunge. Let's take a flow here. Step the left foot back to meet the right and take your flow. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, down dog. Kick that left foot back up in the air. Bend the knee, stack the hips. and sweep that foot between the hands. Back into your runner's lunge. Bring the block to the inside of that foot as you drop the back heel. Taking your side lunge on this left side. Exhaling and lowering the hips for a good stretch. Moon salutations really give us a good stretch through every part of the legs. Lifting the hips up, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat, come through center. Let yourself lower the crown of the head towards the earth. A little softness in the knees. Walk the hands through the legs. Enjoy the inversion for a breath or two. Bring the hands back under the gaze. Plant your left hand down and sweep the right arm to the sky, keeping the sacrum flat, revolving the spine. Exhale, bring the right hand down and sweep the left hand up to the sky. Bring both hands down and walk your hands over to the right foot as you turn it towards facing the top of the mat. Coming into our side lunge on this side. Let the hips lower a little bit, the heart lift. Breathing. Then we'll come into our runner's lunge on this side, setting your block a little bit aside. 2 lanes of traffic, step back into your plank. Take your flow here, knees, chest, chin, elbows in. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take a moment to pedal out the backs of your legs. Inhale that right foot up, bend the knee, stack the hips. And then sweep that foot back between your hands. Press the 2 feet away from each other. Float those hands up, coming to our crescent lunge on this side. Option to drop that knee, lift it up, and exhale. And inhale, lifting and lowering, breathing. And staying up in crescent lunge. Sweep that top arm back, coming to your warrior 2 on this side. Breathing with it. Slowly float that elbow to the knee and let that top arm come up over the ear. Sweep it back, exhale. Inhale up. Fill those ribs. Exhale down. And again, feel that range of motion, reaching that big rainbow with your arms. And now our favorite focus pose tonight. Draw that right hip back, coming into Trikonasana, triangle posture. Feel the back toes facing out there to 3 o'clock. Draw that right hip way back. Lifting up in that top arm. Staying light on that bottom hand. Bring some weight to the back foot as you slowly float up and turn into star. The right toes turn forward. Roll your thumbs back. Squeeze those shoulder blades a bit. Beautiful. And then bring your hands to your hip points as you heel toe together to a 3/4 stride and drop the hips down. Bring your left hand to the inside of the knee and sweep the right hand back. And switch. And switch. Keep those hips a little on the low side and revolve the spine. Coming back to center, heels plant, push into the heels and the arms reach out. And then let's take our side bend again. So this time we're going to do it a little bit wider stance for our crescent moon. Keep the right hand planted on the hip as you sweep the arms over. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend. Once more. And side bend. And then coming into our final back bend. Again, we'll have you bring your hands. This time, move the fingertips over one so that you're like holding someone else's hand. And then draw your hands down. Land in your heels. Push your heels a little bit away from each other. Squeeze your glutes. Lift the kneecaps. Let the shoulder blades come together. Broaden across the collarbones. Lift the heart and breathe. And release. Oh, take a moment to shake it out and let go of any tension that's building. And just feel your posture in your body, your back body. Let the back of the head line up with the shoulder blades. Coming now to the top of your mat for a mountain posture. Heels land, feet parallel with the long edge of the mat. Feel yourself stacking heels, knees, hips, shoulders, ears. Inhale, sweep those arms tall. Exhale, slowly float the heart down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step out to a plank. Take a flow here, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, up to up dog or to cobra. Exhale, we all meet in down dog. Inhale the left foot up, bend the knee and stack the hips. Exhale, bring that left knee behind the left wrist for a pigeon posture. I like to bring my hand to a block and then just slide that front shin forward just a little bit to intensify that stretch. Try to keep the back foot unsickled and level up the hips and the shoulders as much as you can. And breathe. And gently letting that foot come back a little bit, plant your hands out, tuck your toes. Return to your three-legged dog and give that ankle a little bit of a swirl. Exhale, bring that left foot forward between the hands. The right hand stays down and take runner's lunge twist. Bring that left hand down, step back to plank. Press to down dog, and we'll take those moves on the other side. Lift the right foot up, bend the knee and stack the hips. Exhale, bring that knee behind the wrist. And for some of you have told me that pigeon is a tricky pose for you. You can always take this posture on your back as well, which we'll cover in a little bit with what's called eye of the needle. So keeping that foot flexed, try to level up the hips and the shoulders. You might benefit from having a block underneath the hips. It's another option here to support you like so. And then setting that aside, frame out your hands and push that right foot back to the sky, couple circles with the ankle. And then exhale, bring it forward and take that runner's lunge twist on this side. Bring that top hand down and step back for your plank. Exhale, down dog. On the inhale, glancing between the thumbs. On the exhale, hopping or stepping forward. Coming to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your hands back and lift up and release. And then let's come down onto our mat for a few seated postures. Let your feet be out in front of you, bringing your left foot over the top of your right or to the inside of the right knee. Either one will work. Lift the heart up as you draw the knee in. Bring that right arm up and bring it to the outside of the knee. Place the left hand behind you. Lift the spine up tall and pull the toes back on the right. And gently come into your twist. Half Lord of the Fishes. Breathing. Option to gaze over the opposite shoulder. And gently releasing. And then we'll take that posture on the other side. Draw that heart up towards the knee. Raise up through that left arm. Bring it across the knee. Plant your right hand behind you. Lengthen up through the spine. And exhale into the revolution. Gaze over the opposite shoulder. And release. Untwist the feet and stick them out in front of you. Plant both hands behind you. And raise up into an up table. Breathing, squeezing the glutes, lifting the heart. And release. Let's find our way down onto our mat and go ahead and bring one of your blocks along with you. We're going to come into a bridge. So roll your shoulders under a little, draw your heels towards your hips. Find that breath in the low belly. On the exhale, push the small of the back towards the mat, using all those muscles in the core. Inhale, fill. Exhale, push it down. Inhale, fill. Exhale, down. Inhale, fill. Exhale, roll up into your bridge. Press into the heels and the shoulders, pushing away from each other, and the knees draw towards each other. Engage the pelvic floor from pubic bone to tailbone. Use that exhale to really strengthen these muscles. One more breath. Slowly unwind the spine, lifting the heels and drawing the tailbone towards the heels. And bring your thumbs underneath the sacrum. Let the shins come into tabletop and then lengthen out through your legs. You can drop just the right leg and sweep it up, and then the left leg and sweep it up. Or you can take both legs at the same time. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Squeeze the glutes at the bottom. Inhale, raise them up. Exhale. And breathe. 3 more. Nice and slow. Last one. Bring the heels behind the hips. And this time bring that right ankle over the left knee. Take a one-footed bridge. When you're ready, squeeze the glutes and lift up into your bridge, letting that right knee open a little bit. Continue to press into that left heel and the shoulders and breathe. And slowly lower that spine back onto the earth. Bring the right heel down and take the left ankle across the knee. Press into that right heel as you exhale and roll up into your bridge on this side. Breathing. After your third breath, slowly roll the spine down. take your block, bridge up just enough to slide your block underneath the sacrum. Roll the shoulders under a bit and bring the knees in. Float the heels to the sky, Viparita Karani. Circles with the ankles. And then just let your body become a bit limp, balanced. Restorative posture, letting the blood flow back from the legs a bit. Let the heels drift apart, a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. Exhale, let the heels come back together. And the knees come towards the chest. Reach through the knees for the big toes or ankles for your happy baby. And gently releasing. Bring that right ankle across the left knee. Here's our pigeon in the reclined position. Eye of the needle. Bring the hands behind the left thigh and slowly draw that left leg towards you as you press out with your right elbow into the right leg. With our hips up on the block, it may not be as intense a stretch as you're used to. Switch the footing. Bring the left ankle across the right knee. And a little easier option is to just press that left thigh away. So you just take and press the left knee out as you draw the left ankle towards you. You can also slide your hand underneath like you're rocking a baby with your left arm and having the calf in your left arm. Classic eye of the needle though is going to bring the ankle across the knee. Hands around the back of the right thigh as the left elbow goes into the left thigh. And draw that right knee towards your chest and breathe. We each have to feel into our bodies and see what works for us, don't we? And gently releasing that posture, letting both heels come down to the mat. Let the soles of the feet come together as the knees fall apart a bit and the arms up in cactus. Take up all the space you need. Rock the hips left and right. Big breath in and letting go. We're unwinding our practice now. Let the knees come up together, land in the heels. Bridge up to slide your block out from underneath you. And unwind the spine back onto the mat. Bring the knees into the hands and draw some circles on your back. And switch directions. Slide the hands to the shins, let the knees fall apart and the elbows catch you as you rock left and right. Slowing it down. And taking any posture that suits you at this point. And then when you're ready, unfold yourself into our final resting posture, Shavasana. Bringing your arms and legs just a little bit away from the center of the body. Taking a nice full breath in and letting it go. Roll your shoulder blades under just a bit. Let the hands roll up in a gesture of acceptance. Use the breath, the exhale, to let the body land with gravity. The earth supports you. You are of the earth, and the earth supports you. Take a moment to just feel your body yielding, surrendering, softening towards the earth. Notice in particular your eyebrows. Let them drift apart. Let the eyes soften. We hold a lot of tension around our eyes. Continuing to breathe and soften into the face. Feeling the air on your cheeks. Listening to your own breath. The jaw unhinging. The tongue thick in the mouth. Can you let go a little more in your shoulders? Letting them drift away from the ears. The arms heavy. A little lifting and falling of the chest with the breath. Letting the exhales just happen. Resting your attention now on the breath over the heart. Breath by breath. Moment by moment. Using the breath as a focus to settle the mind with gentleness, bringing the mind back to the breath. Beginning again and again. Begin to deepen your breath just a bit, drinking in some cool air. Maybe beginning to move your fingers and toes. Squeeze your glutes, rock your hips. Lengthen out in a bit of a stretch. Whatever feels good to you, your choice. When you're ready, bring your knees in towards your chest. Let your ankles cross. Rock a little bit back and forth to comfort the low back. Coming to one side or the other, or finding your way into a seated posture. Bring your hands to the heart, pressing the palms together. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for your practice. May you have a peaceful week. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining me for practice this evening.